What is up, my spiritual weirdos? Welcome back to the channel. It is your fellow weirdo here, back at you again with another video. So basically, if you're new here, my name is Tawny Michelle. I am not all love, light, twin flames, unicorns, and rainbows, so please keep that in mind in this video. And today we are going to be going over your psychic gifts and talents that you may have picked up from past lives. So these could be spiritual gifts, psychic gifts, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, past life gifts that you currently have in this life, whether you know it or not. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is pile number 1 with this beautiful crystal on it. I'm not even going to try, you guys. I'm not even going to try with the crystal names, so don't judge me. We have pile number 2 with this beautiful green crystal on it. We have pile number 3 with this beautiful teal aqua looking crystal on it. And we have pile number 4 with the black crystal. So pick which pile you are feeling drawn to, 1, 2, 3, or 4. You can find the timestamps down in the description below and in the comments. I will say this reading is very, very powerful because I've already filmed it. I'm doing the intro afterwards. So hopefully you guys like it. If you need some time to pick, pause the screen. And yeah, check out my Pick a Card playlist if you would like more readings after you're done. And let go. What's going on? Pile number 1. This is for those of you that picked this beautiful crystal right here in the first pile. So let's go ahead and get into your reading and see what gifts you have in this life that you accumulated from a past life. These may be gifts that you do not know about or gifts that you do know about. So just keep that in mind, okay? So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first card you guys have is the Queen of Cups. The second card you guys have is the Magician. Beautiful energy. That's so crazy. I intuitively knew the Magician was going to come out too, so that just does not surprise me. That's hilarious. Okay, so right away, you guys were very gifted people. You guys knew how to work with the energy around you, okay? You really knew that everything was connected, and you really knew that everything flowed, that energy was everything, that everything was in energy, and you knew how to work with the energy as well, okay? Like, you really knew how to work with the energy. You were probably very mothering, probably very nurturing, okay? And you also had an eye for detail with the Magician there. You were super, super creative. You guys were artists. You guys were very, very empathic and could feel other people's emotions. You guys were very likely probably into some kind of spirituality, some kind of spiritual career. I'm really getting a lot of water energy here. I mean, like, no shit, we have the Queen of Cups, I get that. But there's just a lot of almost Piscean-like energy, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a Pisces in this life or that you had to be a Pisces in your last life. I'm just getting that you guys were artists and you knew how to divine energy. You knew how to bring out divine meanings from energy. So your gift, I would say, at least one of your gifts in your past life was your feeling, was your intuition, okay? You knew how to, like, your emotions carried you through your creations. You created from your emotions. You were very, very giving, I would say, but also very generous and very kind. You wanted to help other people. You wanted, some of you guys could have even been doctors, I'm getting, or you guys were some kind of healer, some kind of practitioner. And it wasn't necessarily that, like, yes, you may have had a gift for healing, but with the Magician there, you knew how to work with physical things to, your emotions would guide you. Like, you were intuitively guided to know what to work with and how to work with it, if that makes sense. So if anybody put something in front of you, you could take that and you would know automatically what to do with it and how to create from it, how to have an experience with it. But basically, you just knew how to really work with the energy of life. You knew how to go with the flow. You knew how to create from a place of energy. You knew how to let your emotions flow through you, and they were a huge part of one of your past lives where you would help other people through your energy, through your emotions, through your gifts, your intuition. You would intuitively know how to help people with that. So you definitely probably had, you were some kind of artist or healer, or you were some kind of practitioner, sorry, you were some kind of practitioner where you really worked with energy or emotion, or like I said, like a doctor or something like that. So let's go ahead and see what your next cards are. We have the Four of Voices, and we also have Temperance. Wow, okay, so you guys may have been a little bit clairaudient too, meaning that you were able to hear things, hear voices, hear sounds, hear messages without seeing. This is more of like an experience kind of thing, not like a vision kind of thing. Although you were a visionary because you were very creative, but it came from your feeling, or even these thoughts or these voices. Like some of you guys could have even been a medium with Temperance here. There's a lot of alchemy here with the Magician and Temperance. You guys were definitely skilled alchemists at one point in your past lives. I would definitely, for sure, hands down, say that you really went with the flow. And with the Four of Voices here, I really feel like some of you guys could have been a medium, or some of you guys could have even helped people transition, either, like I said, as a nurse or a doctor, transition from this life and into the spirit realm with the Four of Voices here, or just some kind of healer. You helped people that were sick, or to take care of yourself, to take care of themselves, to come back in balance. But you were very good at what you did. You were like an expert, okay? You really knew how to work with energy. That was definitely your main thing here. I'm also getting that some of you guys could have practiced astrology or been somewhat into astrology a little bit. But there's definitely a flow of energy here. I feel I'm getting possibly like a woman shaman for some of you, or like a woman healer in some way. Even if it wasn't a shaman, it may have been like an actual doctor or nurse, like I said before. But you did healing differently than other people. I'm really feeling that here. There's a lot of balance in these cards. You know, the Magician is balancing these tools that are levitating. Temperance is all about balance. And then even the Queen of Cups, she's half in, half out. So that tells me you're definitely half in, half out. You were in a past life. Even if you don't really think of yourself like that in this life, it doesn't mean that you still don't have those gifts, that you're still not carrying that gift with you. So keep that in mind here. Oh, wow. So the next card you guys have is the Dolphin. And then you also have the Cobra. Okay, so pile number one, what I'm getting here with the Dolphin and the Cobra, this is so interesting. So the Dolphin is actually very spiritual, and it is about spirituality. It is all about, you know, feeling kind, happy. It's an animal that lives in water, obviously, and you have the Queen of Cups here, and like I was saying, a lot of watery energy, okay? So you may have like really loved dolphins all your life, or been very attracted to dolphins. And we also have the Cobra here. So the Cobra is all about your inner wisdom, and also protection and teaching. And so that's very interesting. And the Dolphin also stands for healing, and so does the Cobra. So both of these together are telling me, once again, that you were definitely some kind of healer. Some of you guys could have also tried to help other people to heal themselves and to align their inner worlds with their outer worlds. That was very important for you in your past life, was you understood how your inner world created your outer world, which is what I think led you to some kind of healing or teaching path, because you understood how your emotions, how your experiences could literally get blocked in your internal world and then start manifesting in the external world as disease, health issues, or even just really shitty experiences. So this is very interesting. You definitely were some kind of spiritual leader or spiritual healer, something along those lines. And I'm not just saying that because this is a spiritual pick a card reading. Like, I'm saying that because it's literally in the cards. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so your next card is Soul Family. And then we also have nothing has gone wrong. Hey, interesting. So with soul family here, like I said in the beginning, you guys definitely were very, very attuned. You definitely believed in spirituality, meditation. You believed, you know, you may have even been into yoga, or you were just definitely into spiritual practices. And I'm really seeing that here. And with soul family, I believe that you understood that everyone was connected. You understood that everything was a part, like everything was connected, everything was a part of a greater whole. And so you were definitely woke in a past life. You were definitely woke. And with nothing has gone wrong here, once again, that balance with yin and yang, nothing has gone wrong. It's because everything has a purpose, even the darker parts of life. And you truly understood that. And I think helped other people see that. You helped other people see things that they couldn't see. I think you helped other people wake up. Okay. You may have even helped other people moderate their health in some kind of way, like I was saying before. And I think for some of you, this could have been a huge inspiration because of addiction, whether it was addiction in your own life or addiction in someone else's life. I think that could have been an inspiration for some of you here. And I'm also getting that for a long time in this past life, pile number one, you didn't necessarily believe that you could do these things. Like, I think you knew from an early age in this past life that you could, that you had some kind of gift, but maybe it was looked down upon or you were scared of it, or you just didn't think highly of yourself, okay? Until you got on later in life and you kind of woke up, okay? You kind of finally opened your eyes and started awakening. You were able to see what it was that you needed to do, basically. So, and I think a lot of you in this past life, whatever you are in this life, I feel that you were the opposite in the past life, okay? I don't know why, I just feel like I need to tell you that. But so if you're a male in this life, you were a female in the last life, or in this life that we're talking about here. If you were a female in this life, then you were a male in this life. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. You really helped people get in touch with their own power, their own consciousness, okay, with their own purpose. You would help them see that, life is not necessarily linear, that it goes more in a circle, and that everything's necessary. Nothing has gone wrong in the bigger picture. On a bigger picture, like, everything's in harmony, just like yin and yang. There has to be dark to be light, and vice versa. And that could have been a struggle for you for a while until you finally awakened. And I think that, with soul family here, I think some of the people that you knew in this life could be in your current life now, by the way. So that's very interesting as well. But there's definitely a lot of duality in this reading. So you're kind of seeing the other side of some things that you didn't get to see in this past life. And you're really awakening to your potential more and more and more and more. But you were definitely connected. I'm just seeing that here in this card. You were definitely connected. You definitely saw how everything was connected. And you definitely weren't into like separation and looking at people like they were different or anything like that. You saw everything as connected. So, okay, so your card for basically your divination gifts that you had in a past life. The first card you have is Smoke, which is prayers. And then you also have Tarot for guidance. So these are some other gifts that you definitely could have picked up in this lifetime or in a different lifetime. This all doesn't have to be the same lifetime, by the way. This could be kind of multiple things from different lifetimes for some of you. But with Smoke here and prayers, I think that at some point, like I said, you guys were definitely a shaman. I just keep getting that for some of you. You were definitely some kind of shaman. And you may have used smoke to help cure people in some way. So Palo Santo, sage, and different kind of smoke from herbs, from different kind of herbs to help cure people. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm getting from that. And then also with tarot here, like I said, you guys definitely were very into divination, and divining the meanings of what, like, you knew that there was more than what meets the eye in this life. Okay, so you were definitely into trying to divine the divine meanings from life. Okay, so the next card you have is body work. Your life purpose involves body work such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. Wow, I told you guys definitely were some kind of healer. You maybe helped people get in touch with their bodies, their inner worlds, and their outer worlds. Okay, you definitely, and it even says energy healing. So I definitely think that you guys were energy healers, which goes along with shamans and all of the other stuff that I've picked up on. You guys were very, very good at picking up on energy, like I've said before. Oh my gosh, and look at this. Your next card is spiritual teacher. You heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. I told you I was picking up that you guys were a teacher as well. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, that goes, and it's right next to the cobra, and I was saying the cobra was meaning that you are basically a teacher or were a teacher. And here's the thing, it's like there was either a block here when you were some kind of teacher, spiritual teacher, when it came to either getting up in your ego and thinking that you kind of knew everything, or not believing in yourself enough. So it was very important for you to keep a beginner mind. And some of these things that I'm naming, you may even see in this life as well. If you get too caught up in like, oh, my way is the right way, or these things that I've learned are the only way, like that can really set you back. So it's learning how to be more open, okay, and how to experience instead of just like gaining knowledge from someone else, like just listening to someone else all the time. It's also experiencing for yourself, okay? So that's another big thing I'm getting here. And look at this. Your next card is the Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. What have I been saying, you guys? This is so funny. And then we have a High Priest. Attend and create. Wow, okay. Once again, we have this duality with like woman, man. Like I was saying, at least one of these lives, you guys were the opposite sex of what you are now. Okay, so keep that in mind. But this is very, very interesting. You were definitely helping people wake up in these past lives of yours. You were helping people unleash their inner knowing, unleash their inner power. You were helping people get well. You were helping people balance out balance out their inner world with their outer world to help them get better. And like I said, you were probably some kind of shaman, and we have the Medicine Mother here, which is also the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is like that mothering, nurturing energy that I said in the beginning. So that is definitely insane. And then with intend and create here, once again, you had to find your intention, because at first you really had a tendency to kind of not believe in yourself, if that makes sense, or not believe in your own skills, your own talents. So if you're struggling with that in this life, just know it's karmic, and it's very important for you to get past that, okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys, pile number one. Let me know down below if you could see this resonating, or if it did resonate in any way. And if you enjoyed this reading, I would really, really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up or shared it as well. That would really help me out during these crazy times that we're in. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna move on to pile number two. What's going on, pile number two? This is for those of you that picked this beautiful crystal. Let's go ahead and get into your pile and see what gifts from your past life that you are carrying over to this life, whether you know about these or not. Let's get into it. Ooh la la, the first card you guys have is the Moon. That's what we like to see. Okay, and the next card you guys have is the Ten of Swords. Very interesting. So there's kind of a lot I'm picking up on here. You guys were super, super psychic in your past lives, or at least one of your past lives. It was so psychic. You were so psychic that it was like almost too much for you, okay, with the Ten of Swords there. Your thoughts were so much for you. Like you would get basically psychically overloaded. It was just way too much for you at times, okay? But you were super, super psychic, I would say. You could possibly communicate with other realms, with the dead, or even predict certain things. But at the time, with the Ten of Swords here, it was just way, way too much for you, okay? Like, and also I feel that you were very, very good at feeling what other people were going through or what they were thinking, or their intentions. You could easily pick up on their intentions. But here's the thing, you weren't very aware on how to let that energy run through you, okay? So it would end up really, really exhausting you. And you know, honestly, I'm seeing here that some of you guys may have even been diagnosed with some kind of like mental disorder at some point in one of your past lives because of this reason. You were so psychically in tune and tapped in that either people didn't believe you, or that you just felt alone, or they thought that you were, that like there was something wrong with you, or you were like crazy, you know what I mean? But really, like, you were just really, really tapped in and you didn't know how to deal with the energies around you. So let's go ahead and see what your next two cards are so we can get kind of a better idea of this situation here. So the next card we have is the Muse of Materials and the Three of Emotions. Okay, so yeah, this was very hard for you. What I'm getting from these two cards is it was very hard for you to fit into society. It was very hard for you to drown out these, whether they were voices or messages or downloads or intuitive hits or whatever they were. It was very hard for you to drown these out. And you also had a lot of fears, okay? You had like a lot of fears around this because of what society around you was telling you to believe. And I think it's interesting in this Three of Emotions, they're holding up three moons. They're holding up the phases of the moon. And we also have the moon here. So you were definitely in sync with the moon. You may have even... Okay, so I'm getting kind of two things here because this could be a few different past lives. It just doesn't have to be just one past life. But I think some of you were very, very into the occult or witchcraft or something along those lines. But society around you wasn't, and it was very hard for you to hide this, or hiding it was very mentally, it really mentally screwed you up because of other people's beliefs. And then also some of you were too scared to investigate those kind of things because of the society around you. You may have even lived both of those perceptions in two different lifetimes as well. You may have even been on both sides of it in your past lifetimes. But what I'm getting here is that it was really about you feeling different, you feeling alone in the world, sadly, you feeling like you weren't sure how to control your senses, you weren't sure how to integrate your shadow, okay? Because a lot of this was subconscious. Like, this is a lot of psychic power. You were super, super psychic. You were probably a medium. You were really, really in tune with the energy, with the moon's energy. But what I'm seeing here is there was a problem integrating it in the physical world, okay? There was a problem integrating it. So either you would try to suppress it, or you would try to hide it or act like it wasn't there, and that was your issue. So you may be dealing with something similar to that in this lifetime. So make sure that you are watching out for those kind of things. The next card that we have is the Lamb. And then we also have the Gazelle. Okay, so yeah, a lot of fear here with the Lamb and the Gazelle. Both of these animals are very kind of like innocent in a way. The gazelle is always being hunted, so it has to be on high alert. And so I think that you almost felt scared, okay? But the thing was like, you were actually, with the Lamb here, there was kind of like this innocence about you, like, which is telling me that you didn't do anything wrong. You weren't doing anything wrong. You were taking on others' beliefs and others and like societal norms and how you should act in society. Or you were even taking on other people's feelings and emotions, okay, and thoughts. It was just too much for you. Like, the world around you was just too much. It was like mentally crippling for you. And and you couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't anymore at one point in one of these lives, and it was just way too much. So another interesting thing here is that the lamb also stands for prophetic messages and truths. Okay, so and with the moon here and the Ten of Swords, this is kind of like I said, this is like a lack of integration of your psychic gifts, your power. It was like almost like you were scared of it or timid by it. Because of the world that you lived in at the time, or the people that you were around at the time. So the lamb here, it was like really important for you to speak your truth. It was important for you to embrace all parts of yourself, because that was going to help you live a more physically aligned life in society, because you were here to bring some kind of prophetic message, okay? And I don't know if you did it or not. I don't know if you like carried it through or not, but this looks like it was a hard time for you. I'm not going to lie with that Ten of Swords there. It looks like it was really mentally crippling for you, because either no one believed you, or just the environment that you were in with this Muse of Materials and Three of Emotions. It was hard for you to integrate. You had to really go through some darkness to find your truth, or you didn't get to in those lifetimes, and you're going to in this lifetime. So another interesting thing about the gazelle is that it can mean insomnia, and so can the Ten of Swords. And that's what I see here. It's like you had a lot of psychic ability, and you were very open, and you had a very heightened sense of awareness, and that's what the gazelle is all about. You were very psychically open, but it also made you feel vulnerable because you didn't know how to control it. You didn't know how to integrate it. Because it's not that you're supposed to necessarily control it. You were trying to almost fight it, or you were in a way kind of resisting it. Therefore, you felt like you didn't have any help. You felt like no one would help you, and they may have not have, you know what I mean? But basically you felt very vulnerable, even though you had these amazing and strong abilities, and you were a very kind soul. You were a very gentle person. You just wanted to help people. You definitely had a message to share to people, but it was very important that you are cultivating these abilities, that you are learning how to use them, and that you are learning how to perceive them differently, because I think your perception here of what was going on was the issue. But it wasn't just your fault. Like, you know, you were around an environment or in a space and a time in your past lives where it was not okay to be hypervigilant and psychic and all of that. And so this was very, very exhausting for you, mentally exhausting. So I think what these cards are telling you to do, that if you're ever dealing with something like that in this lifetime, it's important to embrace your power. It's important to embrace it instead of resist it, okay? It's important to enjoy your life and not let other people, or fear of what other people think about you, or fear of, like, you know, being hunted or whatever the case may be from these past lives, bring you down, because you are a good soul. You're not someone evil because you have these abilities. These abilities are not evil. I just feel the need to tell you that. You're not evil because you're gifted. You're gifted. You're tapped into higher dimensions that a lot of people are too stuck in the 3D world to even realize exist, okay? They're too stuck in good and bad, right and wrong, you know, religion and all that bullshit. No offense if you're religious, but to me, it's bullshit. It's basically control. People took, you know, ancient text and tried to make it their own and make some kind of political system with it. And it's just basically like, dear people, be good, because we need to be able to control you. And, you know, because anything you do that's outside the societal norm or the religious norm, they don't understand you. And immediately, because they don't understand you, you become a threat, and then they try to control you. And that's kind of what I'm seeing happen to you here. It was like they didn't understand you, so they like put you in a mental institution, or they like locked you away, or they did something to you that really just made your self-esteem and, you know, your gifts seem like a curse, okay? So if you're dealing with any kind of these similarities in this lifetime, this is a very powerful reading. I would definitely look into that and really start working to heal that past life shit and to really start noticing that you're freaking powerful. You're a fucking badass. Like, you are so powerful. That's why people are scared of you. So integrate your freaking subconscious, integrate your freaking shadow. Be honest with yourself, okay? Be honest with yourself. Are the beliefs that you have in life, do they come from you or do they come from your environment and other people around you, okay? The next card you guys have is Nourish. Surprise, surprise. You guys also have Inward Revolution. Wow. Okay, this is powerful. So it is important for you not to look for nourishment outside of yourself. Once you start nourishing and mothering with the moon here, your own self, once you start accepting all of these different parts of you, all of these different things about you that make you who you are, no matter how different, weird, or psychic that could be, then it's very, very important that you nourish this, that you nourish yourself, because that's what's going to create this inward revolution in this life, so you can break this cycle, so you don't have to go through it again. Because even in this Three of Cups, I'm looking at this circle behind them and these moon cycles. So you know, you've been through this, and I really feel like it's been more than once. So hopefully this time in this life, you're breaking this cycle. You're here to give your prophetic message, and no one's going to get in your way of that, okay? You're here to perceive what it's like to be on this earth as a human, as a gifted soul that's part of the greater whole of souls, because we're all freaking connected, okay? So that's what you're here to realize. And this is going to create an inner revolution in you. This is going to set you free from that Ten of Swords that you experienced, okay? Because you're going to nourish yourself. You're not going to be looking for other people to nourish you, because once you start nourishing yourself, other people will accept you for the way that you are, because you won't care if they won't, which will only bring in people that do instead of people that don't, if that makes sense. So anyways, so that's what I'm getting with these two cards. Once again, with this planet, Earth, whatever it's supposed to be, it's half in, half out. You're definitely half in, half out. This moon, you can kind of see the bottom is like with the water there. This card has water in it. So you definitely have a lot of subconscious power, and your psychic gifts are in your subconscious, okay? Which is why people fear them, because they're in your subconscious, where your shadow is, your fears are, right? A lot of people, when they start opening up their abilities, they start having to face their fears because they have beliefs and, you know, old wiring, old beliefs like stuck in them that are related to psychic ability and all that shit. So anyways, let's move on. Ooh, okay, so the next card you have is Scrying Mirror, Projection. Wow, this is interesting because the moon is all about projection as well. And like I was saying, I feel like a lot of people projected their own shit onto you, okay? Or you may even project your own stuff onto them, because this is very much about the shadow, okay? This is very, very much about the shadow and the subconscious. So you need to be careful in this life that you don't project your own shadow self onto other people. And how that looks is basically like, if someone gets on your nerves because they wear the color red, let's say, and you hate the color red, right? And so this person always wears this is just like a small example, by the way, but this person always wears the color red. And so you'll be like, oh my God, I can't stand that person because they're always wearing the color red, and I can't stand the color red. Go into why you can't stand the color red. You know, like, is it because, I don't know, like you associate it with the devil, or you associate it with love and you've had a bad experience with love? So basically you're projecting your own problems onto them, because maybe you really liked red at one point until maybe someone told you that that color is bad, or that color is associated with evil, or stupid shit like that. Obviously, this is just an example. So you quit wearing the color red and you quit liking the color red, and then you grow older and you start hating people that are wearing that color, right? But really it's your own shit, it's your own projection. And we do that with everything all the time. When we're unaware of our subconscious because we suppress it, that is when it could start projecting. So either you could do this to other people, you may suppress your psychic gifts, so you may not really like people that are psychic, or like the word psychic, or like people that claim to be psychic in any way, because you suppress your own gifts. But also this could be, like I said before, a lot of people projecting on you in your past life. And with the mirror here, I feel like this really, once again, has to deal with integration of your inner and outer world. It has to deal with nourishing yourself, your inner revolution, standing up for yourself, becoming aware of who you really are. But also you may be very good at scrying once you start really accepting your psychic gifts and stuff. And scrying is basically a form of divination where you look into a mirror, you look into a crystal ball, like a dark crystal ball or a black mirror, whatever, and you see what you can kind of get out of it, if you can see any images. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here with the scrying mirror. So the next card that you guys have is Dictionary Communication. Okay, so with dictionary here, I think that this is very relevant to, once again, your own beliefs, like knowing the facts about things. Like, what are the facts? Really studying your own beliefs and not being afraid as well to stick up for yourself, not being afraid to communicate when you have something to say or your belief is different, because this is really about sticking up for yourself, not suppressing your emotions and integrating all sides of you, because that's going to help you take your inner reality and your outer reality and align them instead of separate them, okay? And also with dictionary, like I said, study, learn about other beliefs, other things. Like, what do you like? What are the actual facts of things? Like, you know, are you believing in something just because you think you should, or just because someone else told you to, or does it even really resonate with you? Do your own research, pile number 2. Okay, so your next card is Nutrition. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. Interesting. So in a past life, you could have been some kind of cook, maid, house servant, because I'm really feeling like you just weren't appreciated for something, and that's why we have this lamb and gazelle here, and that's why it's so important for you to nourish yourself and for you to really truly be yourself and integrate yourself on all levels instead of resisting, suppressing, repressing, pushing things away, or trying to lie to yourself and tell yourself it's not there or that's not you when it totally is. Like, it's really important for you to be honest with yourself and face your fears, okay? Because it was very hard for you to face your fears in the past, in your past lives. So, but you could have had a really great skill with cooking in some way, or nutrition, or you could have been unhealthy in a past life, and so you may be into nutrition this life, and this may help you as well in some way in this life, or go with something in this life for you. Look at that. The next card you have is Let Go. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. So yeah, in your last life, there may have been something you needed to walk away from, or that you needed to let go of, but you couldn't, okay? You couldn't let go of like your environment or what society thought of you. You couldn't let go of your perception. You couldn't let go of not suppressing your abilities or your gifts or your fears, okay? And this may go into this life as well, like I was saying before, so just be aware of that. Your next card is Direction Guardian. Choose your path. Boom. There you go. So like I said, you didn't have like a set path, like a set like, okay, this is going to be your career or this is going to be your purpose. You just kind of had these skills. You were kind of very open. You were here to bring a prophetic message, and you were super vigilant, super hyper aware of your senses and of the psychic realms and your psychic abilities and all of that. So you can choose your path in this lifetime, pile number 2. Like, you choose it, but first you have to nourish yourself and realize how powerful you are and accept that about yourself. It doesn't have to be a scary thing or a bad thing if you don't want it to be. If you want it to be a scary or a bad thing, then go for it. Go for it, because it doesn't look like much fun. But really at the end of the day, there's no good and bad. Like, it's all about perception, okay? And then we also have Broken Arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. There you go, baby. Once again, you can look at this broken arrow as like, oh, shit, everything's broken. I'm broken. What's wrong with me? Like, no, it doesn't have to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about how you perceive it. It's all about how you perceive it. Okay? So, but yeah, it looks like you may be a little confused about your direction. And I think it really starts with nurturing yourself, with becoming aware of your shadow, becoming aware of your fears related to your own power, which is going to lead you to an inward revolution. Because all of this is basically saying your path is open this time. Like there's no restrictions. You just have to deal with the past life stuff and anything in this life that has also affected your ability to see clearly and to be able to truly allow yourself to integrate your senses. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys. Pile number 2. Let me know down below if this ended up resonating or if you think it would resonate. And please give this video a thumbs up if you can. It really, really helps me out a lot. And we're going to move on to pile number 3. What's going on? Pile number 3. This is for those of you that picked this beautiful crystal right here. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what gifts you had in a past life and may have brought over with you in this life. Basically what gifts your soul has, and you may not even know about some of these gifts, and that's okay, but let's get into it. Alrighty, so the first card that you guys have is the Page of Wands. You also have the Three of Wands, and you also have the Knight of Wands. Wow, this is a very fiery reading so far, definitely. You also have the Three of Inspiration, which is the Three of Wands again. That's crazy, from a different deck too. And you have the Six of Materials. What I'm getting here is that you guys were creators, okay? You guys were creators. You guys were also messengers. You may have traveled to faraway lands to give messages, like way back in time or way back in the day. You were also very good at making deals, at negotiations. Now I know these are kind of like more of like talents and less of like gifts, but we'll get into that. But yeah, you guys were really good negotiators. You guys, I also feel, were entertainers in a way. You guys were definitely entertainers, and you guys just had a lot of desire, a lot of willpower. Like you guys knew what you wanted. You were very, very motivated, and you were able to take that energy and motivate other people. You guys were also very successful, I feel, in a past life. Maybe you ran your own business or something along those lines. Maybe you had your own ship or something along those lines. I don't know. I just keep thinking about a ship and traveling for some reason with these cards. But yeah, you guys were definitely very talented in those areas. You guys knew how to inspire people. You knew how to kind of entertain people and bring the wild child out of people to make people laugh. I feel that as well. I also think that you guys were somewhat of disruptors. And I say that in a good way. You were the kind of disruptors that would come into people's lives and kind of shake things up in order to bring them back into balance. So you guys may have been very good in like trade or, you know, bargaining, negotiating, like I was kind of saying before. You guys may have been very athletic as well. I'm getting very, very athletic. You were just very good at like going past certain boundaries, okay? You were like very good with stamina. You knew how to push yourself. You were very adventurous, and you knew how to like push yourself past the normal limits that other people would try to put up for you. You would like push past boundaries and stuff, and you were very good at bringing people together as well. But yeah, you guys were definitely more of doers than thinkers, and that's kind of the energy I'm picking up on so far. Wow, your next card is the Eagle, and then we also have the Golden Egg. Wow, so this is funny. This definitely goes with everything else, and if you see all that gold, and we have all the gold and the yellow and the wands cards, this is hilarious. So you guys were very light souls. You guys were very light spirits. You may have even been, like I said, you guys challenged things. You guys challenged people. You guys were kind of like spiritual warriors. But it may have not necessarily been in the sense of like fighting or war of any kind. It may have been more in the sense of pushing people to their limits to really help them, to help them transform their own karma and to help them truly find their own power within, because that's what you have with the golden egg here. The golden egg is connected to the heart chakra, and it's about aligning with the power in your heart, aligning with the golden egg, so to say, in your heart, listening to what you want. And that's what you did. You were very good at listening to what you want. So in your past lives, you were very known for something. I feel here you were very known for transforming the way that people do and see things. Like you were kind of like a leader, and also, like I said before, even like a messenger, but a messenger of the light. And when I say that, I don't mean good and bad or any of that stupid shit. I mean like you brought messages to show people, to bring things to light, to bring the power within other people to light, to help them see their own light within, okay? For whatever reason here, horses keep coming up as well. So you may have, like, I don't know, had some horses or rode on some horses, and I keep getting the word fast, like you were very fast. You were very like quick, okay? The next card that you have here is healing. Woo! And then you also have channeling. Okay, so your gift really was channeling from your heart. You were able to see the bigger picture in your past lives. You were able to see the bigger picture with the eagle here. You were able to inspire others, to inspire people, to help them to heal, to help them to find their power within, like I was saying before. You may have even been a channeler. You may have channeled messages from other realms, and other perceptions, other dimensions of you, okay? Because when I say other realms or other dimensions, I'm literally talking about like you and other realms, because I believe that the beings in other realms that a lot of people like to think, like we're all connected. So those beings are also us. We're always channeling from ourselves. So yeah, and that's not to say it in like a narcissistic way. And I think that you kind of figured that out in your past lives, but you definitely were channeling things from higher realms, higher dimensions. You were channeling the light for people through dark times. You were showing them how to connect within themselves. You were giving them the gift of inspiration and showing them how to experience that power, that creativity, that drive, that passion for themselves in some way. The next card that you guys have is the book, which is knowledge, and feathers, message. Wow, I don't know if you guys heard that, but as soon as I said feathers, a bird right outside the window started going crazy. And it's funny because there's wings in this healing card. We have the eagle. You guys may have always felt very connected to like the angelic realm or really believe in angels, etc. Like I said, I personally believe that it's all us. We're all connected, right? It's just another dimensional version of us. But if you want to look at it like it's separate from you, that's totally fine. But you guys may have always believed in like angels and etc., etc. And then with the book and knowledge here, I think that you guys get your knowledge best from experience. Okay, so I would be careful not to always listen to what other people tell you. It's very important that you may be very into reading books or studying things, but I think it's very important that you get your knowledge from experience, because that turns into wisdom, okay, because you experienced it. If you're getting your knowledge from other people, that can be very detrimental, okay? And you're a channeler, so you know what I mean? Like, you don't necessarily need to get your knowledge from books. Like, okay, yeah, you can learn things and stuff, but it's also very important that you don't rely too heavily on that for your only source of knowledge, because you're a channeler and because you have all of this fire energy. So it's important for you to experience. It's important for you to listen to your heart. You could also be very, very intuitive as well. Okay, so the next card you guys have here is the author, which goes with books. So you guys may have written books in your past lives in some way, or you could be very into writing or just sharing knowledge in this life. But it says you have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make time to write it. So yeah, you guys could have definitely written scriptures or books or something along those lines in the past. And then we also have heart's desire. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as you dream, as your dream becomes your reality. And it talks about angels again. So yeah, you guys may feel very connected to angelic realms and stuff like that. And what, like I was saying, it's very much so about following your desires, your heart's desires, which goes with the golden egg. This is so funny. It's very much about following your heart's desires, following your own heart, your creativity. That's where you pull your passion from. So that's very important for you. Okay, so the next card you have is Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. Okay, wow. So yeah, you guys could definitely be passionate about helping other people heal, helping other people awaken to the knowledge within them, awaken to their own experience, awaken to their own power. I feel like your medicine is like laughter, is very light, very, it's helping people see the bigger picture of everything, helping people see that they too can channel, they too can follow their hearts. You just have a very big heart. Ooh, and then we also have the Hunter, track down your fears and desires. So like I was saying, I was getting a kind of like spiritual warrior energy here. It's definitely a little bit of more of like a masculine energy. That doesn't mean that you have to be a man or anything, but this definitely was how you kind of were in your past life. So once again, track down your fears and your desires. You definitely were not scared to do that. You definitely were all about tracking down your heart's desires and stuff. So those are your gifts, pile number 3, that you still have in your soul and that were learned in a past life or that you had in past lives. So definitely let me know down below if that sounds like something you relate to, or if any of that related to you in this life by any chance. I'd love to know. Please like and share if you can. It would really help me out. And we're going to move on to pile number 4. What's going on, pile number 4? This is for those of you that picked this black crystal. So let's go ahead and get into your reading and see what psychic gifts that you guys had in your past lives. Now, just remember, some of these gifts you may not be aware of in this life as at the moment, and that's fine. And definitely keep up with me down below and let me know if you resonate with any of this. So let's go. Okay, so the first card you guys have is the 9 of Cups. And the next card you guys have is the 10 of Cups. Wow. Interesting. It's funny, I was getting a lot of water from this pile too, but I wasn't for sure because the first pile dealt with a lot of water. Okay, so this is definitely interesting. You guys, I feel, were very, very good at manifesting in your past life. And I know you hear that everywhere. I believe in manifesting, obviously, but I believe that it's a little bit different than a lot of people preach it. They leave out a lot and make it sound like it's all rainbows, positive vibes, and twin flames and shit. So basically, I think that you guys definitely knew how to work with the energy to manifest a life that to manifest your dreams, okay? To really manifest your dreams emotionally and to feel emotionally fulfilled. The next card you guys have is the Lovers. Wow, maybe this is like a twin flames and freaking rainbows reading here. Oh, and look at that, the sun. Okay, yeah, so you guys definitely knew how to manifest. You guys definitely knew how to work with the energy to manifest. You guys were very good at raising the vibration, raising positivity, and really kind of helping people to be optimistic and stuff. You knew how to make a wish and make it come true with the 9 and 10 of Cups there. You knew what you wanted. You knew your dream, okay? And you made it come to life with the Sun. You knew how to create dreams. You knew how to create wishes. You were very optimistic. You really helped people raise their vibration. You really helped people see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, you may have been some kind of motivational speaker or someone that really motivated people. There's a lot of other things you could have been, but I'm going to wait till I pull up the other cards before I go into that. Basically, you knew how to bring your goals, your wants, your dreams to life, okay? But here's the thing, that may have gotten boring for a while, or it may have gotten boring after a while, okay? Because, you know, you were kind of like, okay, like I've evolved, I see what I'm supposed to see. now what, if that makes sense. So the next card you guys have is the Nightingale. And then you also have the Dragonfly. So yeah, you guys may have definitely been in the spotlight with the Sun, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Cups here. I also feel like you likely lived near a beach or just somewhere where it was very, very warm or had sand in some way, because that's just what I see here in the cards. But you definitely knew how to manifest. Like I said before, you knew how to create. Creation was your gift. Like you knew how to bring things to life, how to bring things out of the dark and into the light, basically. So with the Nightingale, you may have been very talented. Also with the Sun here, you may have been very, very talented where maybe you were a singer or a dancer or some kind of person that was in the spotlight and had a really luxurious life. You may have also been very good with music as well. You may have been somebody that played music for other people and that helped them to raise their vibration as well. With the Nightingale here, if you weren't, you may have been a singer and a musician. Really, I'm getting someone that was a musician, someone that brought people together, someone that illuminated the path for other people to show them how good life could be. And then the Dragonfly can be about the mind because it's always shifting, changing, etc. So it's really associated with the mental aspect. So it really kind of goes into like, you know, being more in the moment, learning to chill, learning to breathe. That way you can see the bigger picture. That way you can really shed light. That way the light can shed and you can have wisdom. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here for you. Like you were really learning how to gain wisdom, how to gain, because in this card, this girl is basically doing yoga or meditation and activating her chakras. So you were learning how to live the life you wanted through some kind of spiritual means, how to kind of quiet the mind in order to see more clearly, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next card you guys have is Variance, and then you have Authentic Truth. Okay, so you guys were here to show people how to be themselves with the Sun there, how to just show themselves to the world, how to be their authentic selves in some way. And that also people from all walks of life, okay? It doesn't matter. People from all walks of life, you are showing them that it's okay to have variety. It's okay to be themselves. It's okay to have variety. Once again, with the Nine of Cups here, it's okay to have all these different things or all these different parts about you, but to be your authentic self, to show who you really were, okay? Also, you could have been someone that was very big on shedding light on things, showing the truth about things, but you made people feel like they were welcome. You made people feel like they belonged with the Lovers and the Sun here, okay? You showed people that their dreams were possible, that it was more than just, you know, that they had a way and that they too could access wisdom, their own inner wisdom, through quieting their mind. And that even goes into like maybe you helped people meditate, or you showed people how to meditate, or you showed people how to manifest through meditation. And like I said, this isn't like law of attraction, new agey crap, okay? Because this was like a past life. So this was doing it in a more ancient way, okay? So I feel like you really were practicing the art of meditation and yoga, and, you know, music, and basically quieting the mind in order to become conscious, in order to become aware and to see the truth and to be okay with a variety of different, you know, things, and to show other people that they too could become enlightened, even from all walks of life, you know? So I really am getting here that that was your gift in your past lives, or at least one of your past lives. Whoa, look at that. So the next card we have is Candle, Illumination. So yes, you definitely illuminated the path for a lot of people. You may have even been someone that was like one of the first people to create something, or to create some kind of you know, practice of quieting the mind. You know, I don't know if it was like meditation or something, obviously, but it could have been like a yoga practice, or like a certain type of yoga, or something along those lines. I really feel like you guys were really involved in bringing something to people to help them really learn how to see and have clarity, have real vision, okay? To really help them illuminate what is true, and to illuminate their own authentic truth and their own inner creation, inner creativity, inner power. Wow. And then the next card you have is hydromancy, illusion. Okay, so this is the practice of, seeing through water and, seeing things in the water, I believe. So we have illumination and illusion. So once again, you helped illuminate the illusion for people, but you also helped them see that that they could find what they wanted, that they could manifest what they wanted by being aware of the illusion. Okay. And you may have also shown people that material things or the earthly realm isn't everything, that it's more about experience. It's more about the emotional realm, right? It's more about feeling emotionally luxurious, emotionally fulfilled. I think that was something big that you really practiced in a past life or many past lives. Okay. Oh my God. I can't. I swear to God, you guys. I swear to God, I did not look at these cards when I was drawing them. Your next card is yoga. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. I can't. This is insane. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you guys were definitely into some kind of yoga, meditation, something along those lines where you just brought things to light. You achieved clarity and enlightenment through these practices and helped others to do the same, I feel. With the nightingale here, you spoke the truth to other people. You showed them how they could find the music within. They could find the music of their own soul and their own universe within. Wow. And then the next card you have here, look at that, freedom. You're free to do what you choose. Yeah, so it's like you showed other people how to find their own freedom within in order to manifest it without. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful reading. Okay, so the next card we have is the Hermit, retreat and recharge. And as you can see, he's meditating. Wow, okay. So yeah, this was all about you really centering yourself and other people, really taming your mind in order to get more clarity, in order to enlighten, basically in order to enlighten the fuck up, right? That's how I always say it. Anyway, so yeah, this is insane. So it was very important for you to kind of retreat from the world. And you may have done this in one of your past lives where you kind of had to get away. Maybe, like I said, you went somewhere hot or next to the water or something, but you had to kind of get away in order to find yourself, in order to quiet your mind. So these are definitely practices, yoga, maybe Reiki, meditation, that I would definitely suggest you get into in this lifetime, because you still have those skills in your soul, okay? So if you're not already practicing these things are going to be very powerful for you. Okay, and then we also have the Knight, be brave and honest. So another hint towards illumination, truth, honesty, all of that. So you definitely may be struggling with something in this life, or may have struggled with something in the last life of waking people up or letting people see through the illusion, or letting people see the truth, or illuminating the path for them. These were definitely your big skills here. These were definitely your big gifts, but it may have been hard for you because of either the time that you lived in, if it was in your past life, or because of something going on in your life now. You may be scared to really speak up and speak the truth about something. Maybe that, there's an illusion going on, or people that you know or whatever are under an illusion. And so you're being asked to kind of hone in on these skills again, to start practicing, tapping into these skills again that you were really good at in past lives, and to put them to use possibly in this life as well. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 4. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reading or resonated with it. Definitely let me know down below. There's a lot of synchronistic cards in this one. I mean, all of it made sense, all of it went together, so that's amazing. So definitely let me know down below what you thought of it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. That is the end of this pick a card reading. If you'd like to check out more of my pick a card readings, check out my playlist that you can find down below. And I have a bunch of pick a card readings on there. And yeah, I love you guys. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.